name's Chris. This is Tom. Welcome back to FALhunter. Tonight we're going to be doing a little product review of the Benelli Super Black Eagle 2.
That's it. I've been shooting this gun for, this is my gun. Been shooting this gun for 6 years? 6 years maybe? And Chris here, what's your experience with this? You've been researching the heck out of it, not listening to anything I've ever said.
Yeah, no.
Taking it into your own hands, the research, which is smart. Don't listen to anybody.
Yeah, exactly. If any of you know me well, you know that for a long time I've been anti-Benelli. There was just issues that I didn't like about it. I didn't like the Benelli click issue.
But hold on, let me resolve that real quick. Every gun, I don't care what they say, is all gonna have its own issues.
Yeah.
There's no perfect gun out there. These things are beat on. Everything's gonna have its issues. So you gotta pick and choose what issues you want.
Well, I mean it's a true statement because here in a couple days I'm actually buying a Benelli Super Black Eagle 2. So with all the crap that I talked about them, they're great guns. I shoot a Franchi Affinity right now, and it's made by Benelli. It's 3-inch chambered, inertia driven, and I use it to say the least, for probably a lot of other reasons than just shooting. I'm extremely hard on that gun, and
extremely. Most of you out there would cringe at what I do with my guns, and you'd be like, "Oh, that guy is hard." He puts me to shame. I'm not even considered a hard shotgun abuser when you're sitting me next to him.
Yeah, it's with me, it's a tool. It's not made to look pretty. It's not made to just sit there on a shelf. It's made to be used. And to me, if you're gonna spend anywhere from $1,000 to $1,000 to $2,000 on a gun, you better be able to do anything and everything to that gun without cleaning, without doing anything, and it should fire every time you pull the trigger. That's just my personal opinion. So if you're throwing it in a boat, whatever, or it's getting covered in sand, mud, whatever, rain, it should cycle every time. If you are investing that kind of money into a gun, it should work every time.
Let me give you guys a little backstory real quick. So every year that we advance, that I still have this gun, I like this gun more. The reason being that I already told you guys I'm pretty hard on my guns. Chris is a lot harder than me, but I'm still considered very hard on my guns. This gun, not only I've had this gun for 6 years now, and that might be an understatement. I might have had it longer than that. Not only have I had it for 6 years and I've hunted with it religiously, it's hunted on the Delta. And for any of you that know the Delta, for the first 5 years, I think last year was the first year I hadn't really hunted the Delta too much, but for this 5 years, this gun is on the Delta. Every day it could hunt. And for you guys know the Delta, that's hard on your guns. I bring my old 870 out there, one hunt, bring it home. That hunt, it didn't touch water. It was outside the water all times. One hunt, bring it home, the whole thing was rusted completely over, and that was from one hunt. Another backstory to give you on this thing, he's worse than I am, but over 6 years, I've probably cleaned this thing maybe 10 times, maybe. Not that I'm proud of that, but it is what it is. Matter of fact, I just went and checked the chamber, make sure everything was good with the gun. First thing I did when I opened it up, a pile of dirt fell out. So, with that, the gun, it always does what I want it to do, no matter how bad I'm on. And we hunt out boats a lot. Like I said, we hunt rivers, deltas. We're beating these guns up. They're bouncing around on boats. They're in our little push carts where they're going on a refuge. They're getting their butts whooped. They go underwater sometimes. It is what it is. I still don't clean it, and the gun still shoots. I point and it shoots. There's been a few times where I point and it click and nothing happens. It's happened, but it happens to the best of them. But with how hard I am at this gun, it still seems to do the job, and that's why I keep getting more excited with it every year that passes. That how bad I'm on this gun.
So if you had to buy a gun over again, would you buy another Super Black Eagle 2?
I sure would. That's why I've told you to go buy a Super Black Eagle too.
Well, that's yeah. I mean, just knowing what we do to guns in general, and having this thing stick with it,
Yeah. And I'm not, like I said, we don't know. I don't know. I've held a bunch of guns. I've held a bunch. I've shot a bunch. I've had buddies buy different guns. I've shot in a bunch. Not that I'm saying this is the best. All I know is if it ain't broke, no reason to fix it.
Yeah.
And this gun has been with me through everything, and it keeps on working. And not only that, it's still a very nice gun. There's a few people out there who would tell you that this gun just is not nice. It's a nice gun. I don't forget how much it's a gun. $1,800, $1,900, $2,000 gun.
Yeah, I think
it's worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, is the next guy who shoots Beretta, is he gonna say it's worth it? He might say his Beretta he likes his Beretta better. Well, okay, that's him.
Yeah.
I like this gun. It's definitely a high quality gun. It does everything I want it to do. And I'd say if you want to ask my opinions on this gun and the guns I held, the reason why I ended up with this gun. I went into there my main choice for picking this gun out was I wanted something that's going to shoulder perfect every time. And when I shouldered all the guns I shouldered, every time, no matter what, if I closed my eyes, if I kind of went on one leg, no matter what I did, when I threw this gun up, it shouldered perfect every single time. I used that in my decision making, and I walked out with this gun. And it hasn't let me down since. So
yeah, my dad shoots the Super Black Eagle 1, and if I can find a new Super Black Eagle 1, obviously I'd buy that, but I mean that gun's been around for 25, 26 years or so, and with the two, the two they've worked on fixing some of the kinks that originally occurred with it. That's one of the reasons why I'm not gonna buy the 3 is because it's too new of a shotgun. I'm not a big fan on buying a gun when it first hits the market. I think it needs to be out and circulating for a good 4 years or so, and let the company get the little kinks right, and improve manufacturing and this and that, and then after a gun has proven itself over the years, then I might consider buying it. Yeah, I mean. It's a good gun. When we were goose hunting a couple weeks ago, you went back to the trailer to grab shells or something like that, and yeah, he left his gun sitting there, so I was definitely going to take full advantage of shooting it. And I mean, it comes up nice, it points nice. It's 3.5 inch chambered. This will also be my first 3.5 inch auto. So I'm. Not to say that I'm a huge fan on shooting 3.5 inch shells, but
it's nice to have the option.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nice to have the option.
Yeah.
I don't shoot too many 3.5 either, but when you have the option and for whatever reason you want to shoot them, you have the option. So
why do you shoot 3.5s? Because I can't shoot 4s. Plain and simple. Simple.
I know since you did some of your research. What are some of the things you've come across? I know one of the main things a lot of people like to talk about this gun. Actually, the shouldering, the balance of this gun. Everyone talks about the balance. This balances very well. One of the other good things is the ease of the takedown. You could take this down the field in no time at all. I mean, I've had shells jam up in there. I've had tons of things, and you could literally take this gun down in 15, 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, It comes right apart, goes right back together. Not that the other guns don't do that either. It's just the ease of this one. Everyone's knowing that this Super Black Eagle 2 pulls apart really easily.
Inertia guns, fewer moving parts. It doesn't have a gas system to clog up or anything like that. I ran my Franke out in North Dakota. Negative 20 degrees or whatever, performed absolutely perfectly. It's a good gun. I like how the forearm is narrow. It's not real big and bulky. It's not a bulky shotgun to begin with.
No,
it's very, very slender.
Yep.
So that's. I mean, I like the feel. That's
a nice gun. There's a lot of nice guns on the market, but like I said, with how bad I've treated this gun, it still pulls through every time. There's no reason for me to ever change.
I mean, let's see. I don't know if you. We were talking about this the other day. Like, I don't know if you have a scratch on this thing. To be honest with you,
there's a couple scratches, but I mean, if that were to be any other gun,
Yeah.
With how bad I'm on these guns, like I said, I'm still nothing compared to you, but
Sold. Done deal.
Yeah.
Done deal.
I mean,
like,
yeah, it definitely holds its own for sure.
So like talking, a camo pattern versus going with like a like a black synthetic. I made the horrible decision to go with a black synthetic on my Franke, and I don't have any black left on the barrel. It shows every scratch and continues to show every scratch. I mean, it shoots
hunting the areas we hunt. I mean, if you're on a refuge a lot, it's not as big a deal. But when you start hunting salt, I mean, you really need this protective coating on it. I mean, it doesn't have to be Max 4. It doesn't have to be but you need the coating on the outside.
Yeah, I will not buy another black shotgun.
Yeah, I had an old timer once. He was funny. He was actually telling me why he didn't like Benelli, and it was before I bought this gun, and it was funny. The excuse he used was like one of the reasons why I actually bought it, and he told me that there's no doubt about the reliability of these guns. There's not very many people that will tell you this gun is not a reliable gun. It's not built well. It is, and that's why everyone will tell you whether they like the gun or not. They're going to tell you that. And this old timer tried unselling me by telling me there ain't no good reason to have that Benelli unless you want to dig a hole with it. He goes, it'll be good for a shovel. You could dig a hole right there through that mud and pick it up. It'll still shoot, but I mean, why do you want to dig a hole with a shotgun? He was trying to tell me that was all it's good for. What do you mean? You could literally dig a hole in mud with the shotgun, pull it up, and still pull the trigger, and it's gonna work fine. Well, yeah. I'm like, well, why is that a negative? That sounds like a bad A gun right there. And from what I've seen, I literally it looked like I dug a hole with this shotgun when I just pulled out and opened up and let all the dirt out.
Yeah.
And like you said, it still shoots. The reliability and the whooping these guns could take are something to speak for itself.
One thing I will do when mine gets out of gun jail is I'm going to take steel wool to every moving part in the action just to get rid of any leftover burrs from manufacturing. The Benelli bolts up until this last Super Black Eagle 3, but the Benelli bolts had an issue with, it's called the Benelli click, and that's where the bolt doesn't fully engage in the battery. You bump it or whatever like that, and it just doesn't fully engage it, and so these are just some tricks I've learned from owning a Franke with a similar bolt. But as long as
Yeah, and I'm not gonna say I haven't had that issue. I've honestly, of all the times I've had this gun's never had any work done to it. I haven't needed it. It's always worked. Nothing's failed on me.
That's good.
But I'm not gonna say I haven't had that same the click. I haven't had it, but the reason it's not because the gun's not doing it. It's second nature. If we're getting ready to shoot, not only does safety come off, I'm always bumping everything to make sure we're engaged everything, and I've caught it before to where it isn't all the way up. When you bump back in, it's up. I mean, it's literally, I don't even think about it. Just safety's off. I bump, make sure everything's ready to go, and so I don't have any issues with it.
Yeah.
So if you ask me, there's no reason not to buy this gun. I like it. He's buying it.
It's a soft shooter for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'll learn that out.
But these are our opinions. You guys, if it helps you buy a gun, great. Yeah. If it doesn't, then
in the comment section below, go ahead and drop a comment on whatever shotgun you use and why. I'm curious on it.
Hey guys, Tom here with FALhunter. I just wanted to say thanks for watching this video. We have a ton of new videos coming out with really good information, so please hit subscribe and like, and remember to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. Come visit us on our website, Instagram, and Facebook, and drop us a comment below. Thanks again, guys, and see you soon.